Hello everybody! Today we're going to see how I draw Duke from G.I. Joe. Just so you know, there's a coloring book that you can get through Amazon. Just follow the link in my description and you can get a coloring book to show me how you color to how I draw. Okay, pencils first and then Sharpies. So if you don't want to watch the pencil portion of the video where I sketch the entire thing out, look in the description and you'll find a link that you can click on that will take you to the Sharpie portion of the video. I'll even include one for color. But for those of you that are going to stick around, I'm going to start off with a quick sketch for myself and get us going. Alright, you missed me embarrassing myself by singing the Real American Hero part. Of course, that's not included. I decided as I was doing it, ooh, I feel dumb. Hey, you know, you don't ever feel dumb for the things you do, but it was a little embarrassing. I'm not gonna lie. It's like, ew, no, we're not including that. Not including that. I will sing right now, but we're not gonna include that. So, yeah. That's all you missed. So let's talk about G.I. Joe. Alright, so, you know, I'm always trying to think of the new things that are out there, what people are interested in, what someone might want to watch. You know, G.I. Joe, I thought about it only because, I'll explain this, there's something I need to talk about. It'll give me something to talk about while I'm sketching, because, you know, I'm just talking to myself, really. Nobody is ever watching this stuff. It gave me something to draw because of the toys that are coming out. Have you seen these toys? Oh my gosh, they look amazing. They're beautiful, right? There's a great sculpt. The Hasbro team is just knocking them out of the park. It's different. It's different from what the original G.I. Joes look like. And some people have a problem with that, but you know what? It's time for change. It's not for you. It's for a new generation. But anyway, the point I'm trying to make is you know, I was trying to decide if I'm going to do them or not, but because I thought about that, I thought exactly that well, this is an old thing, and you know, not everybody's into this, but the games that are coming out, the stuff they're starting to do, I'm like, wait, this is actually getting to be really good. So I'm going to try it, you know, and if nobody likes it, you know, we'll switch to something else. But you know, I gotta try different stuff and see what everybody likes, and this one was exciting, so I was like, yeah, this is looking really cool. So I'm definitely gonna get behind this G.I. Joe stuff. The hard part about it, though, what I really don't like, is they need to figure out their distribution. And I know times are tough right now, and it's about COVID and trying to, you know, be safe. And I hope everybody is out there being safe, you know. So I know it's hard to get stuff out there and everything, but you know, stuff's going online and disappearing, or they're putting they need to do pre-orders is what they need to do. But you know, it's getting so hard to find, and there's nothing in the stores, and you shouldn't be going to the stores anyway, you know, at least not for toys. I mean, we need essentials right now, not worry about getting out and looking for toys. But anyway, but the point is, you know, it's like they need to figure out a better way to distribute this stuff. And maybe, I'm really hoping, maybe they're just taking their time and saying, you know what, the holidays are going to be coming up soon. That's when we can really push this stuff out there and sell it and all that, and make more available. I'm hoping that's what they're going to do, because like I said, this stuff is really awesome and they need to get it out there, but distribution, there's such a big problem with that right now. That's my toy collecting hobby high horse, that I will just complain about that and then move on, right? Alright, so back to Duke. Oh, El Duco. Oh, that's gross. That sounds like I'm saying Dookie or something. I'm not going to say that. Oh, big old Duke. Yeah, let's see. So, yeah, I'm going to have him. Oh, and you know what? I normally don't draw guns. I'm, you know, trying to not promote violence and whatnot, you know. But that's all there is, you know. I mean, he's an army person, so I'm gonna have to, you know, relax that stance a little bit. So, yeah, I'm gonna draw guns, but again, hopefully it's because he's an army guy, and I won't make it, you know, pew pew pew, hey everybody, let's go out and buy guns and promote it and all that stuff. Oh, but you know what else I've heard? Tell me if I'm wrong on this. I've heard that a lot of people say that these are Nerf guns. Like, a lot of these designs are based on Nerf guns. So does that mean that they're going to make G.I. Joe versions? And that's why, or paint styles, and that's why they're going with like a Nerf design? It's already ready to go? I'm curious about that. So yeah, I don't know. So maybe that's my excuse of, well, you're not drawing guns, you're drawing Nerf guns, you know? At least I could tell myself that to relieve my guilt of drawing guns. All right, so let's see. I had them all strong and buff, and there it is. I just got to get the right lines back in there. Something wasn't happening, and that's what it was. I need to give him a chest, big old strong chest. Curve in that gut. Give him a huge shoulder back. And there we go. And so this arm is just going to be sticking out. He's going to be like, you know, sticking his hand out like, "Go Joe," basically. My wonder is, what I'm wondering what they're going to do is, what are you going to do with the bad guys? You're going to run out real fast, because, you know, I grew up with this stuff, and I didn't buy a lot of the toys when I was younger. I bought a bunch of, like, Snake Eyes, of course, you know, and I bought all the bad guys. The bad guys just look cool, you know. I hate to say that. I hate to be like, well, I was all about the bad guys. But I was, you know. I mean, they're cool looking. But anyway, you know, there's a ton of good guys, right? And I don't know what you're gonna do with you're gonna run out of good guys versus bad guys, or characters, toys to build, I guess. Ooh, you know what's funny? You want to know something really funny? So I'm drawing his hand kind of like in a, you know, "Go Joe," like head that way, head ho, you know. But I just realized I'm also kind of doing the Kung Fu grip. Now, a long time ago, when they designed these, they kind of came up with, you know, these promotional toy ideas, and one of them was that he had a Kung Fu grip. Well, now I've got him with kind of a Kung Fu hand, you know, kind of a hiya, you know. So I didn't mean for it to be like that, but it's kind of funny that it is. I like that. That's funny. Oops, I lost my picture. I got a picture for details. Okay, all right. Let's see, we're doing good on time. Let's draw him a face. Okay, we're gonna give him a big old strong jaw, right? Okay. Big huge forehead. Okay, not huge, but strong, chiseled features. That's the word I'm looking for. Okay, so let me give him some facial features now. Oh, you know what? So here's the trouble, is I come across this a lot with blondes, is I don't want to draw the eyebrows, because I want color to take care of it. So there's the rub. What am I gonna do? I don't know. I'll figure it out. Okay. see, let's give him more beady eyes, a little bit tiny eye. Okay, not bad, not bad. Let's bring this nose in just a little bit. Alright. That got pretty thick, so let me see if I can fix that. Ooh, you know what? We're going to shave his head. We're going to give him a Terminator head, right? Alright, let's see if I can get the shape of it looking good. Alright, that's not bad. That's not bad. Okay, so I say we... Yeah, I'll fix it as we go because we need to get moving with the Sharpie now. And also, I'm getting too thick with the pencils here. That'll work. Okay. Alright, so let me erase some of these sketch lines because it ended up working out, and I want the confidence lines, not the sketch lines. As I got more confident with where I was going, I started pressing harder and started drawing darker, and those were the confidence lines. The sketch lines we're getting rid of, and that's how you live your life. You get rid of the sketchiness, stick with the confidence. Okay. That should be enough to stand out, or leave the Sharpies to stand out and give me enough to guide me. So I say we welcome everybody that skipped. Let's get going. Welcome, skippers. Welcome to the Sharpie portion of the video. Don't forget to like and subscribe because I do a different drawing every day. You can join along and have some fun. I'm going to be using a Sharpie fine point and a Sharpie pen. Mostly the fine point, but a pen's a little finer than a fine point. You can find things that a fine point can't quite find. I've sketched the entire thing out. I've erased a majority of it, but left myself enough to see that it can guide me on this Sharpie adventure. So I think I'm going to start with the Sharpie pen because it's a lot finer and I can control the line widths much better. And I need it for the details of the face. So I've got him sketched out in the direction he's going. He's going to be facing this way, head's turned this way, arms pointed out, and in an action pose. So let's start off with the eyes. I'm going to draw the top of the lids like this, just to see if I've got it in the right direction. It looks good to me. So I'm going to draw just a little bit of the retinas, the color part, the iris, sorry. The retina, right? Like that. Draw the other one like this. And because it's so tiny, I'm going to add just a little bit of a dot of a pupil. Like that. And that's it. That's all I can really add. I can barely get anything on that one, so that's all I'm going to do. For the bottom of the eye, I'm just going to come back in like that a little bit. And this one I can't really do much on because it's so tiny and I want it to bleed on itself. So color will add into this one. So let me come in like that a little bit, and that's it. That's all I can do. And for his brow, all I can really do is kind of come up like this, and then let's add the bridge of the nose just to see where we are. Then we'll come back over here. We're going to do that just to give him like a defined bit of the nose. Go ahead and do the other side since we're here. Something like that. And again, it's going to bleed a bit, so I'm trying not to add too many lines, and we're going to let color take care of a lot more. Let's see how it's starting to go. It's starting to get really thick. I got to walk away because it's starting to get too thick. So I'm going to give him a bit of a brow like this. Okay? And so we're going to draw the edges of his head. So let's draw the forehead like this into his eye. And then I'm going to draw the cheekbone so I can guide where the lips are going to be. Okay, and there's going to be his chin like this. So now, see, that's a little bit low, but again, that's all we can do with Sharpies. You know, sometimes it works, sometimes it doesn't. So I'm going to go ahead and draw his mouth. Something like that. And I don't want to do too much for the rest of it because it'll look like he's wearing lipstick, and we'll do that with color. We'll add some detail to the chin and the jaw and all that stuff, but right now that's all we can really do with these Sharpies. And I'm going to start to color. I'm going to start to thicken these edges up, because when I move over to this Sharpie, it's going to be a lot different. It's going to be very, very thick. So I'm trying to match what's about to happen. Alright, so for his jaw, I'm coming in like this. And again, I'm going to thicken it up. You don't have to if you don't want to. You do what you want. Because remember, this is how I draw. You draw how you draw, and we'll meet somewhere in between. Okay, so I'm going to add his ear like this. I'm going to add a little bit of a, inside, a little bit of detail for the ear like that. And his head's kind of, it's shaved on the side here, so I'm not going to add anything here. I'm going to let color do that, but I'm going to draw the shape of his head like this to where it's going to go. Now his hairline, it's blonde, so I'm going to kind of, let's do something like this to show that it's kind of back. Going up like that. But like I said, all this is going to be shaved, and I can add stubble and color like that later. But for now, we're just going to do this just to show the edge of his head. And I don't want to do too many lines because I want it to be blonde. I want it to be colored. Okay, so we're going to give him a big old thick neck. He's a big old beefy muscular man. And let's see, I don't like the shape. I'm going to come out just a little bit like this, just to kind of define it a little bit more. There we go. I like that. That'll work. There we go. Okay, so now I'm switching over to the big Sharpie, because now I'm moving on to the big stuff. So I'm going to draw his collar, his arms pointing out that way. So I'm going to go ahead and continue down here to the to his shirt, like that. We'll do this other side like this. And this arm is up, so that means it's kind of crushing up his shoulder just a little bit, because he's got little insignias, right? But they're, like I said, they're crushed up by the way his arm is raised. So that means I'm going to go ahead and draw his shoulder up like this, raised up to his arm, and then I'm going to do creases and folds, because the way the shirt's really stretched out and bent because of the way it's raised. I'm going to draw his bicep to like his sleeve rolled up, but also underneath his elbow pad, like that. We'll bunge up his shirt, something like this, and then I'll draw this side in a second. I'm just going to go ahead and continue, then we'll come back. So I'm going to draw his forearm, all big and strong and muscular, to his wrist. And we're going to draw his little glove end here, and so his hand, I got kind of in a karate pose. It's supposed to be like he's pointing out, like, let's go that way kind of thing, but it also looks like it's a karate chop, which is kind of funny, because I was talking about that in the sketch that a long time ago, the original G.I. Joes, they advertised them with kung fu grip. So it's kind of funny that this is kind of a kung fu karate hand style that I ended up drawing on accident. It wasn't even on purpose. Sorry, as I'm talking, I see other things I can do to kind of straighten things out. Alright, so back to the hand. We're drawing the side first and then thumb. So this part's in front, so I can draw that first into the pinky. And this is going to be the front of the hand. And then the rest of them are behind it, so we're just going to draw what you can see, like that. And basically, it's going to come down in front of the thumb, because the thumb's back behind, like that. Now, I know it's kind of choppy, but I like to do stuff like this and just kind of mix it up with extra lines like this, because it's a glove, and it kind of helps you hide that it's well worn, and you can draw stress lines basically. Okay. All right. Let's do also like a strong as hands. That tension line right there. That kind of helps you define a few things, make it stand out. So I'm going to work his sleeve back into this way, and It's kind of wrinkled, so we're gonna do, you know, there's the elbow pad. Oh, I'm just drawing a blank on words. I don't know why I made it kind of bumpy or kind of pointy. Just do that. Okay, so we're gonna draw the shirt in like this, and I'm gonna draw it stretched out, so there's his back to his belt. Okay, so now I'm gonna add some creases and folds. We'll go ahead and do it here with a couple like this, and then I'm gonna add more with the small Sharpie to kind of define the well, not define, what's the word I'm looking for? Sometimes I lose my words, and I'm so sorry. I try to entertain you with talking to you, but sometimes I'm just not a speaker, you know? I don't have words to say. Alright, so that's his back, like I said. So we're gonna draw the other side here. He's got that little shoulder strap, like what's it, like an insignia, you know, they have in the army. Like I said, this one is bent up, this one is straight across. So I'm gonna go ahead and draw the edge of his shirt like this, to his big old strong pecs like that. We'll do the other one over here in a second too, so you can see where we are, and just some creases in his shirt because he's all hunched over a little bit, right? Okay, so let me draw the edges of his shirt. Something like that, so you can see that it's bent over. Let's go ahead and draw some pockets. A little something. Okay, and so what also I'll do is I'll add, like I told you, it's like, okay, he's got his pecs. We'll do that just to show that he's nice and strong. And again, more wrinkles in his shirt. You know, it doesn't hurt to add stuff like that just to show that it's a stretched out, bent up shirt because he's extending his arm out like that. And let's see what else. Oh, and you know what? I think I want to do it with color, but there is. We'll do it with a line, like another layer to his shirt. His army shirt, like that. Okay, awesome. Okay, so we're gonna do the pack in a second, or his belt in a second. Let's do this arm. Well, no, I guess we got to do yeah. Let's do the belt because the arm is back behind the belt. So I'm just gonna do like a some kind of military-looking pack-filled what do you call it? Belt. Okay, so basically a lot of pouches is all we're gonna be drawing. And a little bit of extension, and then another pack. Another one back there like this. And let's do one more over here. And then I'll add some detail. So I kind of made it vague because I wanted to leave room for a little bit of detail in here. And add, so I can also add extra stuff like this, you know, just to kind of make it 3D-ish, you know. What else? One over here, I did that. Alright, so there you go. Little lines like that, just kind of make it, you know, just a little different. To make it stand out. Okay, so now that that's there, I can draw this arm. So this arm is kind of back behind all this. That's why I wanted to do it. So mostly it's back behind him. So all you can see is the shoulder, and then his shirt, obviously, and then ooh, I got it wrinkled up a lot right there. And then his shoulder pad, his elbow pad. But again, you can't really see that much of it. So I've got it really super creased back here. Like that, okay? And then you can see his forearm again. Super strong forearm. Like that. You can see his the edge of his glove right there. And so now I'm going to draw his fist. Now I talked about this, that I'm drawing a gun. And I don't normally draw guns because I always try to say I don't want to promote violence. But these are military men. And they have guns because they're military men. So I think it's okay to be drawing them. Alright, so see how I left that way open? Is because I want to draw the handle in here, like this. And you got to make sure that your hand's not closed on something. Oh, I don't have my thing. But anyway, yeah, you got to make sure your fingers are wrapped around something. So you don't want to just draw like a closed fist and then pretend there's, you know, fingers in there. You got to make it look like they're wrapped around. Close that off. We're going to save this trigger fingers in here. So now I can draw the rest of the gun. So I'm just going to kind of make something up. And something else I heard about too, I'll talk about this, that I hear people talking about that these look like Nerf guns. Like they're based on Nerf guns. So I'm wondering, I talked about this, that if they're going to make like Nerf gun versions of these, or they already have guns and they're going to paint them up G.I. Joe style, you know, and have like, you know, the Joe version of these guns. So I thought that's kind of cool. Okay. Alright, so let me add just a few more stretch lines and creases on his glove there. And I talked about it there, so let's do one here. Let's do a little stress line, you know, a little, ooh, look at that. He's really stressed out. Alright, so now we're pretty much just going to do some legs and knee pads and shin protector things. So I'm going to draw his leg down with his holster right there because that's what his gun's for, or that's what holds his gun. So I'm going to bend it down like this. I'm going to leave room for a holster, and I've already sketched it out. That's why I can just draw it blankly like this because I know where it's going to go. So there's the rest of his leg to his knee pad. I'm going to draw that little techie knee pad he's got. And also, I'm basing this on the new toys that are coming out because I was talking about this, that in the sketch that, you know, what they're about to do with G.I. Joe, it looks really awesome. The games that are coming out, the toys they're doing, man, it just looks amazing. So I'm kind of basing it on that look so we can start to, you know, get in on it too. Okay. Alright, so here's his crotch with his bends and folds and creases in his pants. Let's add some more with a small Sharpie. You know, just to highlight how many creases and folds there are. And I like to do that with bends in the legs like this because, you know, there's a lot of creases right here in your waist and in your, you know, the middle of your pants, the crotch, you know. It's where you get a lot of bends because you get a lot of movement there. Okay, looking awesome. Let's see. Let me see what I can do for the middle of the knee pad there. All right, so let's do the other one over here just so we can kind of do it all together at the same time. But something I was talking about in the sketch too is like, I don't know what they're going to do for the bad guys. They're going to run out of bad guys because originally there weren't that many. They were awesome, and the ones they did have, they were really cool, but there were not nearly as many as they had as G.I. Joe people. Okay, so now we're going to do the shin protector. It's just going to have pants here, shin protector, up like that, coming down to the shoe. we'll go ahead and just draw the shoe. Let's go ahead and finish it up. G.I. Joe military boot. I'll add some detail to all of that in a second. I'm going to come in here. Again, draw the tech looking protector. Here's the front of the shoe. That, again, I'll add some detail. Now, again, also with this tech stuff, the protector and all that stuff, it's a little techy, you know, but it's also not, you know, it looks just like armor. So I like it. I really like it a lot. People are on the fence because it's different. It's not what they grew up with. But you know what? It's not for you anymore. You know, it's for a new generation. And so, time to either let it go or let it go. All right. I had some laces too. Let me do that. That'll make it stand out. Okay. Let's do that. It's going to be all brown anyway, but let's just go ahead and just do like that. Just to give it some wear and tear. For some use, I guess. Okay, so there you go. I say we take care of the rest with color. So that is Duke from G.I. Joe. So here's how I colored it. Tell me what you think in the comments below, or show me what you did in our Discord group. Just have fun and make it your own, because remember, this is how I draw. You draw how you draw, and we'll meet somewhere in between. Don't forget to like this video and subscribe for more adventures with How I Draw. Plus, don't forget to hit that notification button for new videos.